hashtag NEJC, CCI, hashtag Bad Drip Labs, Clown Serum, hashtag Vape Overload. Oh my god, Vape Overload has the coolest drip tips. They're pretty freaking sweet. Delrin metal and then plated with gold and sterling silver. Pretty freaking sweet, okay? Pretty cheap too. I think they're like $21.99 or something like that. Go check it out, vapeoverload.com. Really awesome, okay? Down to the business at hand. Gotta ask a question. You know, what can I do for a 0.15 build? You know what I mean? There's quite a few things that you can do. You're using a Doge unmodified, which I don't recommend you use. You modify it because it doesn't really make any sense to modify a Doge. Doge has really nice airflow. But let me screw this on here really fast. It is freaking cold outside too. It kind of sucks. What I've got here, pull that off, 0.16, right? Your comp is a 0.15, 0.16. I've taken 5 wraps. I've taken a dual parallel, 22 gauge nichrome dual parallel, and I've unwrapped it. Okay, so I got 2 coils instead of 1 dual parallel. And what I've done is I've kind of squished it a little bit together to bring the wire in a little bit, but that's what I've done. Okay, pretty simple stuff. It's a perfect sleeper. Okay, that's what it is. Now, you're trying to blow clouds and whatnot. It really matters. It actually comes down to more of the mod. Once you get your airflow and your inhale technique down, it really does matter more so on the mod than anything else. Okay, this is what this build does. This is a SMPL simple mod, authentic. You know, it doesn't seem to put out the dense vapor, but it does put out really rockin' vapor. Now I've got this thing, I'm going to choke this thing off about 2/3, so only 1/3 the airflow is actually open on the face of the coil. Okay, I'm using the CCI Copper Doge. Thank you very much, Mr. Loblick. This thing is awesome. I'm going to blow some clouds. Man, that cloud felt good. You know, it's not super crazy. It is only 0.16. You know, but that's the way it is. Sometimes you got to go with it and, you know, do what you can. Now, what I was saying in the thread, like, it's your inhale and exhale technique. It's partly the mod. This is a simple mod, which is put like it's direct power. There's no voltage. It's very negligible voltage drop. My mod, I tested it out. It has a 0.17 voltage drop at a 0.1 ohm coil, which is kind of intense if you do the math. It's very, very negligible. Now, I'm seriously, like, this fluid is a little cold, but I'm doing 1, 2, 3, 2. I'm doing like 3 drops on each side, about 6 drops. Okay? Which, this fluid's cold, so it's kind of not allowing me to do that. I'm going to choke it off even more to about 1/4. Okay? By doing this, I'm able to control the heat index of the coil. You know, because the coil's working perfectly anyways. If I pulled the wick out of here and showed you, it glows instantly. But what you need to do is choke your airflow off and have a stiffer, yet stiff, deep inhale, and yet you've got to be able to absorb that kind of vapor at that at this air level. I mean, is it a super impressive cloud? Is it crazy dense? Is it super super amazing? Not really, but I'd say, well, we got wind blowing in here. Let's try and clear some of this vape out of the camera. But for your competition, if you follow my instructions and count the seconds on my inhale, like I'm trying to get to that 4.5 second mark inside of how they're counting. It depends on how they count, if they count at all. My inhale is more for large competitions where they count 1 to 5. You've got to be able to know where your inhale is inside of that count. Like I can get 2 pulls, because this is not, super crazy raffle, I can get like 2 pulls out of it. Before she's bone white. I'm gonna do a pull at halfway, okay, just to show you the difference. That's a pretty good cloud, but I can tell the difference in, the inhale to vapor production. There was more air, and it gave me, like I couldn't inhale as much of the vapor because there's more air. Like it's one of those things, you kind of play with it a little bit. Like I'll do a wide open right on the face of the coil. I'll do a wide open one for you. It's a much airier draw, and it's not as dense. Like I can instantly see the window over there. It immediately comes into view. The vape, it's just not as dense. You see what I'm saying? In my experience, being able to control the density has a lot to do with your airflow and being able to control your airflow. Like that was wide open. Let me do one. This is going to be half open. Personally, I like less airflow with a build like this. At this ohm load, I like less airflow. About 1/3 of the Doge. It gives a much denser cloud, and it works better. Like I'm able to control the heat inside the RDA, and it's actually a warm vape. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna choke that thing right off. It's about a quarter of the way down. I gotta get something to drink. A huge tip too, you gotta hydrate while you're blowing clouds. Like every round or whatever, drink something. I like a sugary drink. It'll help you a lot. To recap, your inhale technique has a lot to do with what kind of a cloud you're going to be able to blow, especially in a competition. When you want to compete, or you want to get to that level where you're really cloud chasing, you're trying to get a bigger cloud, a denser cloud, and yet you have to be under a set of rules, it really brings a whole new level to your cloud chasing, because you're not just blowing clouds to blow clouds. You're not blowing clouds to impress, this person or that person. You're competing at something. You'd like to win the prize. Well, to win the prize, you've got to think outside the box. You can't just wide open airflow and go for it, okay? Because you're inhaling too much air with the vape. You're deflating your cloud. When you start practicing more of a controlled inhale, getting your timing down, intaking as much as you can of the vape, you really, it's hard to explain. I like having this is a fun hobby. It really is. Cloud chasing in and of itself is a really fun hobby where you've got to maximize everything. Really got to maximize everything. Making sure your airflow is just right for the kind of inhale you're going to do is paramount. It really is. One more cloud, and then I'm going to upload this video. There's some clouds for you. I can't remember your name. I apologize. Hashtag CCIEU. I hope you're having a good time. I hope you take my tips to heart. I've won quite a few locally. I got second place in Houston, and Houston Vape Summit. I'm really trying to take it to the next level, and the only way is really to control everything in the vape. Okay? I hope you do well. I know you're going to do well because you're asking questions. That means that you're trying to do well. You're probably going to rape them because none of them are asking questions, right? Or if they are, they're not really, you don't have a vape shop. Calm, collected inhale and exhale. Practice makes perfect every single time. Hashtag shots fired, clouds down. How do I show?